If you had guessed which Bruins player might drop the gloves during a preseason game in Philadelphia, veteran playmaking center David Krejci would have been very low on the prospective list. But it was the 31-year-old Krejci that dropped the gloves with Flyers rookie Nolan in Boston's 5-1 loss at the Wells Fargo Center, and gave the number 2 overall pick a welcome to the NHL moment of sorts in a one-sided exhibition game. Both Krejci and Patrick got some decent licks in for a couple of skilled top-6 players that are paid to light the lamp rather than light each other up with punches. Krejci told reporters in Philly afterward that he was getting fed up with Patrick chirping a little too much on the ice, and perhaps it was also about the frustration level bubbling over just a little in an admittedly meaningless blowout loss. You gotta take the preseason games just like the regular season. That's the best way to get ready. It just kind of happened. It's a man's sport. It is what it is, said Krejci, who also scored Boston's only goal in the preseason defeat. I don't want to speak for him, but I felt like he was little over the line with his talking. He was willing to go too. It wasn't like I dropped, and he was surprised. He was expecting that. So I kind of got to give him respect for that. He's in his first year in the league, so good for him. But at the same time, I thought he crossed the line a little bit. We fought and now it's over with. The most important thing from a Bruins perspective is that Krejci came out of the incident unscathed and ready for Saturday night's preseason finale in Chicago, followed by a healthy start to an important regular season for both the player and his hockey club. Nolan Patrick officially becomes a Philadelphia Flyer with a fight in a preseason game. Pic.twitter.com/compj6sudopf1 Brady Tretton at Brady Tret September 29, 2017. Every phase of the Flyers' offense came to life Thursday night as the team scored on the power play, shorthanded and at even strength in a 5-1 blowout of the Boston Bruins. Click here to read the observations from the game at CSN Philly. Brighton, Mass. Bruce Cassidy clearly isn't in love with the coach's challenge at the NHL level. It disrupts the flow of the game when it comes into play, and it has seemed to absolutely crucify the Bruins at very inopportune times since its inception at the beginning of last season. But it's also something that the Bruins coaching staff must be on top of to gain any possible edge against the opposition, and now the pressure will be on even more heavily after rule changes give the team a minor penalty for any incorrectly challenged offside play. According to the NHL release, the rule will provide for the assessment of a 2-minute minor penalty for unsuccessful coaches' challenges to alleged offside infractions leading to goals. The penalty for the unsuccessful offside challenge replaces the loss of a team's timeout, which had been in place since the implementation of the coach's challenge in 2015. Under the revised rule, a team does not have to possess its timeout in order to issue a challenge on the particular play, nor will it forfeit its timeout in the event of an unsuccessful challenge. Clearly, the rule has been tweaked to lessen the amount of offside coaches' challenges seen in the league last season, and to also add more power plays, and therefore more offense theoretically, to a league that's always looking to boost goal scoring. The Bruins head coach liked the idea of fewer coaches' challenges, but hopes that a coaching staff will have the proper time to quickly review the video before play is resumed. I'm not against it. I prefer a game with flow, so to begin with, the more challenges there are, the more it slows the game down, and the more pressure is on me to get it right. So I'm not a fan of all these different challenges, said Cassidy. Hopefully now, if they're going to punish you for getting the challenge wrong, they'll give you an appropriate amount of time so you can get an accurate read from your video guys. 99 times out of 100 it's so close that you're going to need information from the people you've designated to give you that information. Last year they wanted it at a certain time. They looked at you after every goal looking for a yes or no. This year, because it's punitive, you'd hope they'd give you an extra 5 seconds to at least sort through it, or 10 seconds, whatever it takes. Last year I think the officials said they'd try to give you 25 or 30 seconds, while the other team is celebrating anyway. Maybe you want a line change. They tried to build all that in, but there was no hemming and hawing. As the year went on, they tried to streamline things to get it going. As a coach, you have to be fairly certain now, because you'd hate to give up a goal on a power play. That would be a big momentum swing,